This comes as a welcome end to a years-long saga for these families. It is not over yet for Lori Vallow.
And not only does she still face sentencing, but she will be back in a courtroom again soon, only this time right here in Arizona. True Crime Arizona's Brianna Whitney is here now with what happens next to Lori Vallow. Brianna.
Yeah, so this was a big day for many reasons, but that also includes the fact that the Maricopa County Attorney's Office said they will go forward with prosecuting Lori Vallow here in Arizona, even with her guilty convictions in Idaho for JJ and Tylee's deaths.
Guilty on every charge. The only fate J.J. Vallow's grandparents, Kay and Larry Woodcock, wanted for Lori Vallow, now convicted of killing her children, 7-year-old J.J. and 16-year-old Tylee, 3.5 years ago.
This is what this has been all about from the very get-go. It started with 2 children missing. And I stood up and I said, "Where are the children? Where are the children?"
The web of lies and deceit appeared to spiral out of control when Chad Daybell entered Lori's life. The two got married, and from there, a string of mysterious deaths and bizarre occurrences, all tied to a doomsday belief. Some that will eventually get their day in court too.
Guys, we got 2 more trials. 2 more.
3. Charles, Chad, and Brandon.
So what happens to Lori Vallow next? Right now, she sits in an Idaho County jail. 3 months from now, she's set to be sentenced for the murders of her children, facing up to life in prison. After sentencing, she'll be sent to the Idaho Department of Corrections to await extradition back here to Arizona, where she'll face prosecution in 2 cases. The Maricopa County Attorney's Office will prosecute her for the murder of her ex-husband Charles Vallow in July 2019 and prosecute her for the drive-by shooting of her ex-nephew-in-law Brandon Boudreaux in October of 2019. After standing trial here in Arizona, she'll likely be sent back to Idaho to serve her sentence in the deaths of J.J. Vallow and Tylee Ryan. As for how long this all takes, it can be lengthy. The Maricopa County Attorney's Office saying, in part, the extradition process can take several weeks to several months. Because this is a pending matter, this office will not provide any further comment, including any charging decisions made by this office. Kay and Larry Woodcock believe in the justice system and are already prepared to look Lori Vallow in the eye when she's sentenced 90 days from now.
And I'm going to say right now what I'm going to say in 3 months. Why, Lori? Why, Lori? Why?
Power, sex, and greed.
Power, sex, and greed. For what? For what?
Chad Daybell will also stand trial facing the same charges Lori did in the murders of JJ, Tylee, and Chad's ex-wife Tammy Daybell. He has pleaded not guilty, but a date for his trial has not been set yet, guys.
So why the back and forth with Lori Vallow in your timeline there? Why wouldn't they just let her serve out all of her sentences here, just here in Arizona?
Right. She'd already be here, so it makes sense. Yeah. Well, there's this kind of catchy phrase in the legal world called first in time, first in line. What does that mean? Yeah. It basically comes down to the fact if there's multiple states that are involved, generally a person convicted of crimes will serve time in the place that indicts them or goes to trial first. So in this case, that all happened in Idaho before Arizona, so she will likely head back there. And I was talking to Morgan Lowe, our investigative reporter, earlier, and we were talking about this. When there's usually states involved, a lot of times one state will try to get an indictment first. Right. That way then they have that kind of positioning for somebody serving time. So.
And we were chatting in the break room about if she came here to face murder charges, if she could see the death penalty here.
Right, and I don't think we know that yet. No. So there'd be a lot that's going to have to go on between the defense and the prosecution to agree on kind of what they'll go forward with on the trial. We also don't know if it's going to be the same trial that she would face the murder charges for Charles Vallow and those drive-by shooting charges, or if those will be 2 separate trials. So there's still a lot more to be answered.
In this case.
Right.
You know, on a personal note, I'm looking at her picture, looking at her in court, and this woman gave birth to those children.
Yeah. It's the whole thing's just sickening, and it's sad, and you could hear from their family today. I mean, the relief, almost the joy that there is finally some closure, because it's hard to imagine she took that turn.
It's hard to wrap your brain around that.
Yeah.
Brianna, thank you.